All right, now we welcome on Ice Hogs forward Logan Nijhoff. Logan, thanks for joining us here. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me on.
I think you were doing some media work over there for the video board. What they have you draw on something over there?
Yeah, they just kind of gave us a picture that we got to look at for 5 seconds and then had 30 seconds to draw it. So I had a moose, so that was a little difficult for me. I haven't drawn in a while.
Yeah, you're not a big artist?
No, I used to enjoy art, but I haven't done it in a while.
Okay. Well, we've been enjoying watching you out there, man. First couple games here with the Ice Hogs over the last couple weeks. Got your first pro goal. Can you take us through that a little bit? That was during the big win against Iowa on, what was it, 27th, I think? But take us through that play, man.
Yeah, it was definitely very exciting. We lost the face-off, but me and Bads were able to get on the forecheck pretty quick, and they just kind of sent it up the wall. And then, Phillips threw it on net, and I happened to get my stick on it, so it definitely felt good.
It's kind of like the Chris Kreider celebration a little bit, like one knee up. Was that planned? Is that your go-to?
No, honestly, I haven't scored a ton of goals in the last year, so it's just kind of one that I've used before and kind of a go-to, I guess. So, yeah.
You played a little bit last year in San Diego, 16 games before you got your first goal. Now, did it feel good to get the monkey off the back a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was definitely a tough transition last year, and I worked a lot on my shooting and my touch around the net this summer. Regina's got a really good facility for that. Called TS Shooting, so I was able to go there 4 or 5 times a week. So it's definitely something that I worked on hard this summer. So it was nice to get rewarded early on, and hopefully I can keep contributing in that way.
Well, we know it was a struggle for almost everybody with San Diego last year. Just unfortunately that team just was near the bottom of the standings for most of the year. We had some guys over from the Goals that joined the Ice Hogs in the middle of the year, and they were talking about how they would feel pretty good about their game, but they would look at the stat sheet and they'd be -3, -4 for the night. Like, was that really tough for you as a first-year pro playing on a team that was just at the bottom of the standings?
Yeah, definitely. I think, we had a lot of unreal guys there. We just, for some reason, it didn't quite click. And being a first-year guy, I didn't really know any different. So I was just going to the rink happy and positive every day and trying to do what I can. But, no, I'm definitely getting some more opportunity here. And, I've connected really well with all the guys, so it definitely feels really warm and welcoming here.
First couple weeks of the season here with the Ice Hogs, we've seen you in the lineup fairly consistently through the first handful of weeks. But what's it been like here in Rockford since you've been with us in the state line?
Yeah, it's definitely nice. It's it's a lot different than San Diego for sure.
Colder or
yeah, it's getting cold, but I found it very difficult last year being in a warm climate for the first time, going to the rink in December, January, and shorts and shirt. It kind of didn't feel like hockey season for a little bit. So playing junior in Saskatchewan, I got used to the cold, and I learned to love it. So I'm definitely excited to be here and excited to see snow again this season.
Talk to us about training camp a little bit. What was that like when you were, kind of competing for ice time, but also roster spots here with the Ice Hogs? Like, what was that like for you battling in camp?
Yeah, I think any time that you go to a new team, you want to display yourself to the coaches and management. It's definitely kind of a thing that you got to learn, that you might be buddies with the guys off the ice, but then when you get on the ice, you're competing for a spot. So I think I definitely learned maybe that last year. You can be friends off the ice, but then when you get on the ice, you're competing for a spot. But no, camp was hard. It was fast paced and physical, and I thought it was a really good camp.
You were really noticeable in those preseason games against Iowa. You dropped the gloves in one of those games. Were you feeling like, okay, I got to make a big impression in these two?
Yeah, I think when you have only 2 games, you got to try to do everything that you can to I guess display yourself and your strengths. I wouldn't say I'm a fighter, but I'm not scared to if the opportunity.
You racked up some PIMs and juniors, right?
Yeah, if the opportunity arises, I definitely think it's something that can get the boys going, and it's something that's still important in hockey. So, when that opportunity arose, I tried to take advantage of it, and just try to show my compete level in the 2 games that I got to play.
You talked about going to Regina and working on your shot a little bit. Was that this past summer?
Yeah, I've decided, like, last summer and I guess 2 summers ago and this summer I made the full change to living there in the summer full time. I'm fortunate enough to have a really good connection with my old billets. So they were kind enough to open their arms to me again during the summer. There's an extremely good professional group there called Next Level Hockey Consulting. So yeah, I'm able to skate with a large group of professionals there and have a 4-on-4 league and just have more opportunities for hockey in the off season in my hometown of Comox, British Columbia. The rinks could take the ice out all summer, so it's about an hour and a half drive for me to get ice during the summer on the island. So it's definitely something that I've talked to my parents about, and it's something that I kind of feel like I need to do to continue to progress.
Yeah, so that's you jumping like truly full bore and putting your life into pro hockey, right? I mean, like, was this decision a decision that you made a couple years ago? Was it something that you made more recently, or did you always kind of know that this was coming?
I didn't know moving in the summer was coming. I knew since I was young my dream is to play professional hockey and play in the NHL. So I think making sacrifices like that is pretty easy for me, I guess, because I know what my goals are, and if I can do something that's going to help me progress, I'm going to jump on that.